Welcome to all. Today we are going to see fundamentals of satellite communication. The contents of satellite communication that we are going to see today are: what is a satellite, what is satellite communication, evolution of satellite communication, elements of satellite communication, orbits of satellite communication, advantages and its applications. Satellite. How we can define a satellite? A satellite is nothing but an artificial body placed in orbit around the earth to collect information for communication. For example, we can call earth is a satellite because it orbits around the sun. Satellite is a microwave repeater in the space. There are about 750 satellites in the space and most of them are used for communication purpose and transmitting the information. These satellites provide wide area coverage of the Earth's surface. Transmission delay is about 0.3 seconds and transmission cost is here independent of the distance. We can see how satellite word will evolve. The word satellite originated from the Latin word satellite, meaning an attendant. The attendant, one who is constantly hovering around and attending to a master or a big man. So these satellites are constantly hovering the earth and monitoring it. For our own purposes, however, a satellite is simply any body that moves around another one in a mathematical predictable path called as an orbit. Okay. What are communication satellites? A satellite is an object that orbits another large object like planet. For example, moon is the satellite of earth. That moon is continuously orbiting around the earth. A communication satellite is a station in space that is used for telecommunication, radio and television signals. The first satellite with radio transmission was in 1957. A communication satellite is a radio relay station in orbit above the earth. This radio relay station receives the signal, amplifies these signals and then redirects the signals. The signal may be analog and digital type. These signals carried on a specific radio frequency. We can see into this snap there are number of different types of satellites. For example, Parasol, CalPSO, CloudSat, Aquasat, these all are continuously revolving in orbit around the earth. The origin of satellite, that will see a brief history of the satellite. The concept of using object in space to reflect signals for communication was proved by Naval Research Lab in Washington DC, when it used the moon to establish a very low data rate link between Washington and Hawaii in late 1940s. Russians started the space age by successfully launching Sputnik 1, the first artificial spacecraft to orbit the Earth, which transmitted the telemetry information for 21 days in October 1957. The American followed the Russian by launching an experimental satellite Explorer 1 in 1958. In 1960, two satellites were deployed, ECO and Courier. The 1963 first GSO Syncom, the first commercial GSO satellite, is launched. In 1965, these provides video and voice, that is television and telephone communications will be used. Working of a satellite. How the satellite will work? Suppose there are two end users or two earth stations and these two earth stations want to communicate through radio broadcast, but they are very far away from one another, so these two stations could not communicate by the conventional means. So the two stations can use a satellite as a relay station for their communication. One earth station sends a transmission to the satellite. This is called as an uplink. and at the satellite transponder convert the signal and send it down to the second earth station. This is called as downlink. Consider here these are two earth stations and they want to communicate, but they could not use the conventional means for communication. So that one earth station transmit the data through the uplink to the satellite. At the satellite transponder convert these signals and send to the next earth station through the downlink, and this will receive the signal transmitted by the transmitter, and these two earth stations communicate. Now we'll see what are the elements of satellite communication. In the initial picture we have seen there are two earth stations. Now consider the end users. These two end users want to communicate. So what this will do is, whatever is the information that end user want to transmit by the conventional means sent to the terrestrial system, this will communicate to the earth station, and at earth station through the transmitting antenna this information will be sent on the uplink to the satellite. At the satellite this will receive the signal from uplink, then convert it and send through the downlink to the receiving antenna. At the receiving antenna this will receive the signal. Earth station will process on the signal and send through the terrestrial system and then to the next end user. In this way communication between the two end users will take place. Actually the elements of satellite are two major elements are there. One is space segment and another is ground segment. The space segment consists of the spacecraft and the launch mechanism. The ground segment comprises the earth station and network control center of the entire satellite system. Space segment includes a satellite, means for launching satellite, electrical power system, mechanical structure, communication transponders, communication antennas, altitude and orbit control system. The ground segment consists of earth stations, rearward communication links, user terminals and interfaces, network control center, transmit equipment, receive equipment and antenna systems. Orbits for the satellite communication. Orbit is nothing but a path a satellite follows around the planet. Satellite orbits are classified in two broad categories. One is non-geostationary orbit, NGSO, geostationary orbit, GSO. In early ventures with satellite communications used satellites in non-geostationary low Earth orbits due to the technical limitations of the launch vehicles in placing satellites in higher orbits. Classification of non-geostationary orbits as per the orbital plane are given here. Polar orbit. In polar orbit, the satellite move from pole to pole and the inclination is equal to 0 degrees. The next type is equatorial orbit. In equatorial orbit, the orbital plane lies in the equatorial plane of the earth and the inclination is 0 or very small. Inclined orbit. All orbits other than the polar orbit and equatorial orbit are called inclined orbit. We can see here the first type that we have seen is polar orbit. That is, satellite moves from one pole to the another pole here. Into the equatorial orbit, orbit is on the equatorial plane and inclination is 0 degree. If the orbit is other than the equatorial orbit and polar orbit, that orbit is called as inclined orbit, having inclination with respect to the equatorial plane. That inclination we are counting. Advantages of non-geostationary orbits. As we have seen that these orbits are nearer to the Earth's surface Less booster power will be required for NGSO satellites. Less delay in transmission path, reduce problem of echo in voice communication, suitability for providing service at higher latitudes, lower cost to build and launch satellites at NGSOs. Irrespective of this, there are some of the disadvantages that it will exhibit complex problems of transmitting signals from one satellite to the another. These satellites will have less expected life, that it requires frequent replacement of satellites compared to the satellites at geostationary orbit. The problem of increasing space trash in the outer space is maximum. Requirement of a large number of orbiting satellites for global coverage, as each low Earth orbit satellite covers a very small portion of the Earth's surface for a short period of time, so that we require large number of satellites orbiting around the Earth. Now we'll see geostationary orbit. These satellites are in orbit above the 35,863 km of the Earth's surface along the equator. Objects in geostationary orbit revolve around the Earth at the same speed as the Earth rotates. This means GEO satellites remain in the same position relative to the surface of Earth. There is only one geostationary orbit possible around the Earth. Lying on the Earth's equatorial plane, we can see this. A geostationary orbit satellite's distance from the Earth gives it a large coverage area. Almost a fourth of the Earth's surface will be covered by the GSO satellites. GSO satellites have a 24-hour view of a particular area. These factors make it ideal for satellite broadcast and other multi-point applications. This is simple ground station tracking, nearly constant range they have, and very small frequency shift will be given by these satellites. Disadvantages of GSO satellites. GSO satellites distance also cause it to have both a comparatively weak signal and a time delay in the signal, which is bad for point-to-point communication. GSO satellites centered above the equator have difficulty in broadcasting signals to near polar regions. Transmission delay of the order of 250 milliseconds. Large free space loss will be in the signals, and no polar coverage will be covered by these satellites. Now we'll see the actual satellite orbits. Satellite orbits in terms of the orbital height, now we are going to discuss. According to the distance from the Earth, there are three kinds of orbits. Geosynchronous Earth orbit, GEO we can call this, medium Earth orbit, and low Earth orbit. In this figure we can see that this is the Earth. This is a low Earth orbit, then transmitting from this orbit to the medium Earth orbit, and at most this is the geosynchronous Earth orbit, or we can call this one as geostationary orbit also. Now we'll see the distance here, or altitude distance from the surface of the Earth. In low Earth orbit, this low Earth orbit will be from 0 to 5000 km, or from 500 km to 5000 km from the surface of Earth. Medium Earth orbit will be from 5000 km to 15,000 km. This is the medium Earth orbit. And the satellites, or the orbit which is 35,786 km far away from the Earth's surface, is called as geosynchronous Earth orbit. Now we can see this is the geosynchronous orbit, which is having altitude near about 22 1282 miles. In miles we are counting here, and the distance in kilometer is 35,786 kilometer above the earth. The second kind of orbit is medium earth orbit, which is having 8,000 to 20,000 kilometer above the earth's surface. And the last one is low earth orbit, which is 500 kilometer to 2,000 kilometer above the earth's surface, is called as low earth orbit. Now we'll see the advantages of satellites. The universal advantage is satellite communications are available virtually everywhere, we can see nowadays. Versatile, satellites can support all of today's communication needs. Satellite communication is reliable. Satellite is a proven medium for supporting a company's communications need. Seamless, satellites' inherent strength as a broadcast medium make it perfect, and it is a fast communication. Since satellite network can be set up quickly and companies can be fast to market with new services. The advantages are it is flexible, we can expand its bandwidth, very high quality communications, quick provision of services, and mobile and emergency communication is available. It is suitable for both digital and analog transmission. Applications of satellites. Satellites are applied in the area of telephone, television, digital cinema, radio, internet access, and military applications. So in this lecture, what we have seen today is what is a satellite, history of satellite, how satellite will work. Then we have seen what are the different types of orbits of the satellites and applications and advantages of the satellite.